are. Okay. It is now 7:05. So if you guys invited any friends, family, now is the time to text them to say, hey, the Q&A is starting. Did you guys get reminders on Google emails? You guys get any kind of reminders? If you did, please let me know on the chat. If you guys got reminders, like alerts on your phone. My sister says she did. Falaka said she did. Awesome, awesome. All right. People will be trickling in. Um, I believe so, but we could get started in the interest of time. Everybody can hear and see me okay? See my slides okay? Okay. Yes. All right. Please, if you guys can see my slides, please let me know. Just want to make sure you guys can see my slides. Okay. All right. Okay. So again, welcome to the cybersecurity/IT audit bootcamp. I do have a bootcamp starting next month. Today, you guys will be here for some alumni that sat in the same seats that you guys sat in the past, right? So I I always like to do that to kind of you guys hear not from me, but hear from people that sat in the same seats as you, right? But now they're now working in their careers. Some of the people you hear from are going to be starting their journey next week. So, and you guys going to have a chance to ask them questions about their journey as well. Okay, see everybody's joining at 7:05. All right. So we have a jam-packed agenda today. We're going to first start with my introduction. Some of you guys know me personally. I know there's been a lot of talk if cybersecurity is oversaturated. I'm here to debunk that myth. I'll kind of give a brief introduction of what cybersecurity is. You guys will be hearing from past students. How much can you make? A lot of people are interested in the money. Don't worry, there's money in IT. If there was no money, you guys won't be here. Is there career growth? I've been in the industry for 12 years, so I could definitely let you know that there are career growth in this industry. How long is the boot camp? Does this boot camp come with hands-on skills? Like, what are you going to be doing on the job? That is what we teach, right? What are you going to be doing on the job? That's kind of how my boot camp is different from others. I'm going to be teaching you what you're going to be doing once you start working. Does it come with resume prep? My job is to get you a job. That's my goal. My goal is to get you a job because if I get you a job, you will tell your entire family, your friends, and that keeps me in business. I've been teaching for the past 5 years because that has been my goal, just to help you get into the tech industry. Does it include interview prep? Of course, I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold your hands throughout the entire process. How much is a boot camp? I do have payment plans available as well. Do you need a certificate to enter this industry? The answer is no. Can you get a discount? Yeah, the discounts are given towards the end of the class. Okay, so there are discounts, but you will have to stay towards the end to receive your discounts. And what role does AI play in our industry? I can tell you AI has been helping me do my job. So basically at work, it's saved at least 50% of my time. So I could tell you like AI has been playing a major role in our industry on the good side. It's not replacing us, but it's making us more efficient for sure. So again, just a brief introduction of myself. My name is Wale. I am a certified information systems auditor. I've been in this industry for 12 years, right? My current role, I'm a senior cybersecurity and AI audit manager for one of the biggest company in the world. I was in your shoes before. As you can see, I didn't study IT in school, right? I studied finance. But I graduated when there was a recession, so I had to make a transition as well. I also went through a transition where a friend of mine was in the industry, coached me, helped me my resume, helped me with the interviews. Now I'm here 12 years later, teaching and helping people break into the IT industry. I've helped over 250 people start their career in IT, and you'll be hearing from some of them on this call today, and you guys will be able to ask them questions as well. I did all kinds of jobs after college. I was selling knives door to door. I was a financial aid advisor. I was a data analyst. I was doing data entry. You name it, right? So I worked in a warehouse where delivering groceries, right? So I've done all kinds of jobs before I got into tech. Why did I decide to teach? I decided to teach because I was bored. That's what happened. Prior to the pandemic, I was traveling for work. Then pandemic happened. There was no more travel. I know I wanted to kind of help people as well. A lot of people ask me like, Wally, what do you do? I see you traveling all over the world. I want to kind of get in. So just a simple post on Instagram is if anybody's interested in cybersecurity, that's how I started my career. That's how I started teaching um, cybersecurity as well. So again, I could tell you one thing, in the past 12 years, I never had to apply for a job, right? It's always been companies reaching out to me because they need people in cybersecurity. And you guys will be seeing some articles that I've gathered, kind of proving the fact that cybersecurity is going to be here for a very, very long time. Okay, just a little bit about my past. Where have I been? I've been to Bali for work. Again, this is all paid. These are all paid trips, right? Travel for work. Went to Dubai for work, Jakarta. I stayed in a 7-star hotel before. I went to Paris for work, Amsterdam for work. I went to India. I went to India 5 times in 1 year for work. I went to Japan for work, right? If you like to travel, this career gives you the opportunity to travel for work, right? So again, cybersecurity has taken me all over the world, but now I'm fully remote, right? Now I am fully remote. And again, if you want to be remote, cybersecurity have that option. If you want to travel, you have that option as well, right? So again, this is some of the things. This is all prior to the pandemic. I do travel quite a bit now, but it's not as much as it was prior to the pandemic as well. So that's just a little bit about me. You guys will have questions about my career. Some of you guys have my number. You guys will reach out to me as well. So again, Joshua is one of our instructors. He's going to be teaching the bonus classes on AI and cybersecurity implementation, right? So Joshua has a wealth of knowledge. So Joshua, I'm going to try to put you off mute so you can kind of give a little introduction of yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Joshua, or you can call me EJ. Um, yeah, I started my career as an attorney. I'm a lawyer, went to law school, but sometime around the pandemic, or right before the pandemic, I used to work in a bank, and they needed, some professionals to be part of the cybersecurity team to implement some security controls, and luckily I was selected. And kind of discovered cybersecurity, kind of discovered that you can build a career in it and you can transition. And I transitioned, started taking certifications. I think I took too many at the start because I was really excited because you don't need all these certifications. But that's why I'm here. I'm just kind of helping people navigate, the journey. And I'm working with Wiley for about 2 years now. We met through cybersecurity, through a mutual friend. Like, oh, he teaches. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love to help here and there, because it's a passion project. But yeah, so I'm gonna be taking a bonus course for this cohort, and it's gonna be cybersecurity control implementation. I'm gonna talk some about it a bit later, but also third-party risk management, which is very essential in cybersecurity because you realize that you're relying on a lot of things. You're relying on AI, you may rely on AI software, an AI service that becomes your third party, and you have to manage the risk properly. So we'll talk some more, but I just want to introduce myself. Thank you, Ali, once again for the opportunity. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joshua. Looking forward to working with you again. So towards the end of the class, if anybody's interested in learning how to get out of debt, if anybody's interested in how to invest your money, I have a good friend of mine that teaches personal finance. It's completely optional. It's gonna be at the end of the boot camp, right? So he's gonna come on. towards the end to talk about personal finance, right? So again, if you guys are interested in personal finance, you guys should stay after, after the Q&A session. So, what is cybersecurity? If anybody wants to give it a stab, put it on the chat. What do you think? What is cybersecurity? I'll give you guys a minute. So, if anybody know what cybersecurity is, just put it in the chat. We all use cybersecurity in our daily lives, right? Some people may be aware of it, and some people may not be aware of it. So, if you know what cybersecurity is, just write it. There's no wrong answers in my class. There's no wrong answers, right? We are all here to learn. I'm still learning. I've been in the industry for 12 years. I am still learning cybersecurity on a day-to-day basis. And also, if anyone has been a victim of credit card theft or phishing scam, just type yes in the chat, right? Just type yes. I've been a victim. I've been a victim of phishing. Just today, Louis Vuitton just sent me a letter saying my data was hacked. So if you ever shopped at Louis Vuitton, trust me, your data has been hacked, right? So I got a letter today in the mail, and it says, Wale, blah blah blah, we were hacked 6 months ago. You could go and get your free credit report to make sure nobody's using your information somewhere. So I've been a victim of cybersecurity phishing attacks as well. Lakeside, Lakeside said um, the person heard about the LV hack, so I was a victim. So if you guys check your mail, that's not the first one. Even like the car companies have been victims of cybersecurity attack, and they are required to inform you that your data has been breached by a bad actor. Okay, so some people wrote some things on the chat. For lack of role, protecting your assets online. That's good. At least one person knows what cybersecurity is. But don't worry, when you take the class, you are all going to become experts in cybersecurity. Okay, simple. Like this is the easiest way I could explain cybersecurity, right? A lot of us put password on our phones, right? We put password on your phone to prevent unauthorized access. The same thing goes for these companies. They have to have strong password controls to prevent a bad actor from entering the environment. So cybersecurity is protecting yourself and others from cyber attacks that are carried out by using computers, right? Companies are protecting themselves through something called cybersecurity controls, password controls, making sure they're using MFA, multi-factor authentication. A lot of you guys are using MFA, but you guys are already using cybersecurity controls. You're using MFA to prevent somebody from breaking into your Facebook, your Instagram, your bank details. So whatever you guys are doing, just make sure MFA is turned on. If you see that option anytime you sign up for an account, please always make sure you are turning that on because that's going to save you from being um, hacked or having your data being stolen as well. Companies are desperate, right? Like LV, they just got hacked. Guess what? They're gonna have to hire a bunch of people to make sure they don't get hacked again. They have to pay thousands of dollars because they got hacked, right? So again, cybersecurity is not that complex, right? What I do at work, I don't write any code. There's no coding in my class. I don't want to code. I don't want to learn how to code. And they pay me six figures. A lot of people think cybersecurity, you have to learn how to code. That's not the case. I've been in this industry for 12 years. I never wrote a code a day in my life. And my students will tell you, they're not writing code as well. Um, Cybersecurity can also be described as the practice of safeguarding computer systems and assets, digital assets from unauthorized access and manipulation from cyber criminals. So again, we are all practicing cybersecurity. You log into your laptop at work, you have to put in the password, right? Those companies are putting those controls in place to prevent unauthorized access. And guess what? As cybersecurity professionals, we're just making sure those controls are operating as they were designed, right? So again, I'm not writing any code. I'm just checking, okay, you guys have password settings, show it to me and I'll validate it that, okay, this password is actually strong and it's not easy for a bad actor to guess, right? So it's not overly complicated. And that's what we're going to be learning in the class, right? We'll learn how to assess different environments, different ERP systems. Trust me, this is not rocket science. A lot of my students, They were driving Uber. Now they're making six figures doing cybersecurity. A lot of my students were stay-at-home moms. They're nurses, teachers. They're now making six figures doing cybersecurity because in my class, you're going to learn how to do the job on a hands-on format. There's going to be projects. There's going to be homework. All I ask for you is just to participate in class and do the work. So cybersecurity is not overly complex. Okay. So again, you guys may already know some of this personal information. What kind of data is cybersecurity controls protected? Financial data, business data, credentials, PII, your address, your social security number. I mentioned my PII was stolen from LV because I was a customer. So they sent me that email. I'm going to call them like, hey, just find out what happened in more detail. But they kind of give me a rundown as they required to. Where can you work? I work in AI right now at Microsoft, right? I work at Microsoft. You guys want to look me up? I'm at Microsoft. Again, I'm very happy to be at a company like Microsoft. I wouldn't be at Microsoft if I didn't get into this career. So again, if you guys are looking to work for Google, Apple, they need cybersecurity professionals. Risk management, security operations, GRC, identity and access management, IT audits. That's my career. I started my career in IT audit, but now I'm focusing on AI security as well. You could work in training people as well. You could work in cloud. You could work in physical security, working at a data center, right? As security control specialist, right? So again, you could work any company you could think of. They need cybersecurity professionals, and I don't have to tell you that. You guys already know that as well. So there's always going to be a demand. Like I said, right? I never have had to apply for a job since I got into this career. There's always companies reaching out to me. Microsoft called me, hey Wale, do you want to come work for us? Of course. You guys are one of the best companies in the world. I took the call, I interviewed, and they liked me. Again, I don't have I'm not like I have the technical ability and I have, the soft skills as well. They're also looking for soft skills, right? Can you talk to people? Can you manage projects, right? Can you communicate? Those are some of the things that they're looking for as well. You don't have to be super technical to get into companies like Microsoft. As you can see, you guys go on the job boards, type in cybersecurity, you see a bunch of jobs available. IT audit, there's jobs. This one's paying up to $140,000. Again, there's money you can make a decent living in cybersecurity. All right. So that's just a little bit on cybersecurity. Again, you don't have to be technical to get into it. You are going to be in demand once you get into this industry. Like I said, I've been here for 12 years and I'm grateful to God that God got me into this industry, right? Because it completely changed my life. And I want to do the same for you guys, right? Because I sat in the same seats as you guys. I was in your situation before trying to get into cybersecurity because I knew there was going to be a lot of demand in the future. And with the emergence of AI, they're going to need us even more. So I'm in a good space and I'm grateful to be in this industry. So I'm gonna get to the testimonials. This is my favorite part of the Q&A, and you guys have the opportunity to ask these students questions. So Kofo, I'm gonna call you first. Please come on camera and come off mute. I'm gonna ask you to come off mute, and I'm gonna.
Hi, Mr. Wale.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I might not be able to turn on my camera because I'm still unpacking.
You're unpacking.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. All right, Kofo says she can't come on camera, which is okay. I am going to highlight your video as well, right? Let me see. Turn my video off. Okay. So Kofo,
Hi, Mr. Wale.
I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So Kofo, please, can you just tell the class how did you meet me and how was your and what were you doing before you met me and how was your experience doing the class? Just talk about that for like a few minutes.
Okay. Mr. Wale, thank you so much for this opportunity. Hi, everyone. My name is Adora Mudukoforola, and I'm just gonna give a quick rundown on how I met Mr. Wale and how I got to know about this amazing class. So, prior to this time, I moved to the US 3 years ago, and I was working as a student. I was also working in a care home. and I got the opportunity to join the military. And I was immediately after my basic campaign, I went for my AIT. And during my AIT, I was just curious because I wanted more for myself. I didn't want to leave AIT and go back to the nursing home I was working. I was just so thirsty for success. And I was just speaking to one of my battle buddy, and he told me about Ugo. And fortunately for me, Ugo was in my platoon when I was in basic camp. And he told me, oh, Ugo into IT audit, and he does not code, and he's doing so well for himself. He's earning six figures. And I just wanted to know more about IT audit. And I waited for Ugo to come out of he came out. I called him, and he told me about Mr. Wale, that, oh, Mr. Wale taught me, and within two months I got my job. That alone, I was so excited to get started. He gave me Mr. Wale's contact. I called Mr. Wale, and I just decided to just take a leap while I was in AIT. And honestly, the first thing I did was to put God first, because I know I wasn't sure, because I have a bachelor's in microbiology. I was in nursing school before basic campaign. All my life, I've been into health. I don't know anything about cybersecurity. I don't know nothing about IT, and I just believe and trusted the process. And I just started the class. Mr. Wale gave me access to the self-paced class because his next class was in October, and I really cannot wait. I just wanted to just get it done, get my job, and that was all I wanted. I started the class, and the class was extraordinarily amazing. Mr. Wale's teaching style made it so easy for me to learn at my own pace. I'm a very slow learner. I took it slow, and within 6 weeks, I completed the whole class. And the funnest part of this whole thing is I really had a question, because most of the questions were answered in the course material. I had enough materials to read. I never called Mr. Wale for once, because I didn't need to. Like, I had everything I wanted. It was straightforward, it was practical, it was very well structured. And luckily for me, I brought in my friend, my very good friend Tokede, and we were just in there together, rubbing minds. I started in April. I didn't finish watching my video till ending of July. And immediately after my video, I got home in July. I did my CISA certification, and I did my CISA, and I started putting together my CV. I called Mr. Wale, I showed Mr. Wale, this is my CV. He just did little correction. He asked if I was confident enough, if I could do this. I just tried. I just tried, and I just picked up there's this material he gave us, this question and answer material he gave us. I just started reading it. Before I could just open my eyes, I got my first email from um one of the biggest company in the US, I would say. And I did the first round of interview. I did the second one. I still didn't believe in myself. I did the third one. I didn't know it was real. Like, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Is this real? I did the fourth one, and I got my offer in August. I started in April. I got my offer in August. I still didn't believe it. I had to send it to Mr. Wale. That Mr. Wale, is this really, really, really real? Because I don't know if is the whole process this simple? And I'm so excited. I'm relocating. I've relocated already. I'm starting my job on Monday, and I'm just happy to start this new role, because I believe I'm fully equipped, and I'm confident because I learned from the best, I would say. And one thing I would just say is, don't underestimate the process. Study the material, trust the guidance, put in the effort. It works. I'm a living testimony. And above all, put God first. I mean, the God factor, I would always put first. So, just stay confident, be focused, and believe in yourself. Believe this work. It will work. It will definitely work for you. It might take time, but trust me, it will work. My friend Tokede, I believe he's gonna get his own job too very, very soon. And Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Wale. You're very amazing. Thank you for everything you do. Even I've not met you before. Tokide met you yesterday, and you told me a lot about you. And I'm pumped. I'm super pumped, and I really can't wait to meet you. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. God bless the work of your hands. God will continue to prosper you in everything you do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a powerful testimony. I'm motivated. Wow. Thank you so much. Everybody give Kofo a hand clap. Yeah, she has a unique story. So I'm Kofo, just stay for a second. Does anybody have a question for Kofo? Again, you guys, she gave you a lot of information, right? If you have a question, just raise your hand or just put on the chat that you have a question. You guys have the opportunity to ask somebody that was in your shoes. Now she told you she starts her job on Monday, right? She took her time with the class. She didn't rush, right? She took her time with the class. So if you have a question for her, now is your chance. Unless she answers all your questions, right? If you have a question for her, you can let me know, or you can just raise your hand. I'll let you come off mute. You know, if you don't have a question, that's fine. So, does anybody have a question for Kofo? Anybody? Okay. There's no question for Kofo. Kofo. Okay, somebody raise their hand. Who is this? Let me see. Who raised their hand? Grace. Okay, actually on mute. Grace, can you ask Kofo a question? You come off mute, Grace.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Grace.
Okay. All right. So, Kofo, I just want to say congratulations. And thank you so much for sharing your story. My question to you is just going through the self-paced course, what were some of the challenges you faced, or that you like to share with everyone here for those that would probably be taking the on-demand course?
Let me see if she can come off mute. Let me ask her to come off mute because I turned the mute option first off. Kofo, okay, you can come off mute.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Wale. Thank you so much. I think one of my biggest challenges was my own personal problem, which was procrastinating, like
Okay.
getting on it. To be honest, the course was really, really simple. I mean, the simplest thing I had to, digest. So I think it was just my own personal effort was my biggest problem. And I just had to just fight myself, just get on it, do my assignment. The assignment can be really, really tricky. But guess
Mhm.
what? The answer is there. You just need to just look. The answer is already there for you. You just need to just copy and paste.
Okay. Okay. And then what advice would you give us?
Okay, like I said the other time, just trust the process
Okay.
and put in the effort. To be honest, all you need to do is just do your own little part. Because Mr. Wale already gave us, there's this particular document that I really can't joke with. It's called the Q&A for interview.
Mhm.
Everything you're gonna be asked, everything is in there. Just if you don't want to understand it, just cram it and just on point. I mean, when you get to the job, you figure it out.
You
But
figure it out. Okay.
yeah, you see that document, that particular document, just read it, like read it back to back. Get somebody to. My best friend was there for me. She just kept on asking, and I was answering her, kept on asking till I was able to, understand it. But yeah, everything is just there for you. You just need to just make use of it. If you can make use of it, and also ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT is just the real deal. Just put in the name of the company and tell ChatGPT to give you the list of questions. It's going to give you everything, and you're going to have everything, the right answer, the right things to say, what you're not supposed to say. Everything is just there for you.
Kofo, thank you so much. I have a question for you, Kofo. Can you talk about what were you making before my class, and what are you making now?
Oh, Jesus.
What are you
That's a
making
very
now?
bad, that's a
Just
very, very bad question. You're not supposed to ask.
give me a range. Give me a range. Just give me. Okay, what were you making before? What are you making now? What was
I
your?
was I was making less than $15 per hour. Like I said, I was working in a nursing home. I'm not gonna lie. That was before joining the military, yeah. But now I'm a big girl. Come on now.
Give us a ring. Give us a ring. Give us a ring. Give us a ring.
I'm not earning six figures. Yeah. I'm taking in six figures now, and I'm really excited because I know I'm gonna get the second one very, very soon. So yeah.
Okay, and
So,
did they give you any kind of bonuses? And what did they say about bonuses and stuff like that?
I mean, for bonus, yes, I can do unlimited certification. I have room for growth,
Hmm?
and I was given sign-up bonus and and some other incentive.
Okay, just give us a range of the sign-on bonus to keep you excited. What was the range of your sign-on bonus?
I mean, it's not too much. My sign-up bonus wasn't too much. I'm not gonna lie. So it's just like $5,000.
I'll
$5,000.
take
Yeah.
5,000, please. If it's not enough, please, I will take
I
5,000.
mean, it's not too much, but yeah. I mean, I'm comparing to where I'm coming from. It's not just a 10% increase. It's not a 20% increase. It's not it's not even a 50% increase compared to where I was coming from. So I'm really grateful to God for this opportunity, and I pray for everybody on this call this evening that you're gonna share your testimony soon.
Amen. Amen. Kofo, I appreciate you. Thank you, Grace, for your question. Again,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Grace, for your question. So the next person I'm gonna call on, I am gonna call on my friend Pamela. Pam, are you on? Okay, Pam is on. Yes, Pam is on. Let me get you off. Let me get you off mute if I can find your name. Let me see. OP. Come on, come on. Let me see. Okay, let me just ask you on mute, and I'm gonna pin you. Okay. Oh, ask you on mute. Let me make you. Okay. Can you guys hear Pam?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Pam. How you doing?
I'm fine. You can hear me, right?
Hear you. We can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you. So Pam, again, congratulations and everything. So please, Pam, just again, what were you like? How did you meet me, first of all? What were you doing before my class? How was the experience in my class? And what are you doing currently? And if you talk about your prior salary, experience, whatever you want to, however you want to run it, you could run it however you want to run it.
Okay. So I'll start from what I was doing before. So before now, before I joined your class, I'd recently relocated from Nigeria, where I was working as human resource, pretty much, of course, hiring people. And I did that for about 8 years. And then I transitioned to America. So my story is quite different because the reason why I even moved in the first place was because my best friend kept on saying to me, "Oh, you got to move." And then my visa was expiring at some point, and then she's like, "It's the right time." And I was like, "Why do I have to leave my job and then come and then be unemployed?" And then she's like, "Listen, just come. There's IT. You can do IT. You can do this. You can do that." And then I was like, "IT," because I remember in my company at the time, I didn't like associating myself with IT guys because I actually thought they were annoying. So in my head, I'm like, that's exactly what I'm about to go and start doing. It's like, hey, trust me, you're going to end well, you're going to do this, you're going to. Anyways, long story cut short, I moved and I was just like, am I really about to do this? So the good part was I met my husband and Wale, I pretty much met you through my husband. And then he said, listen, I know this guy, he's good at what he does. I feel like you need to enroll in his class and, we'll take it up from there. And I'm like, oh God. Okay. So I started the class. In fact, at the time when I started was even when I found out I was pregnant, and I'm like, oh God, I'm literally about to start classes. I'm about to deal with this. Like, it was just a lot at the time. And I think for me, it was also a thing where I try not to be discouraged, or like I didn't want to think too much about it, because I'm like, you know what, at the end of the day, you have to invest in yourself. That's the only way you can reap what you sow. So I started the classes, and I remember the first time that I met you, and then the class was supposed to be, if I remember well, it was like 6 hour long. We had to be there from like 8 to 2 or something,
Nine to nine
right?
to nine to three.
Nine, yeah. And I was like, why do I have to sit this long? Because we had to like, it was like I think it was like a month or so. And then, we just had a lot of stuff. So during the classes, I remember saying, God, am I actually going to be able to get everything that I need to be able to perform in this IT job, so to speak, because the materials were a lot, you know. Like it was just a lot going on. And like I said, I was pregnant at the time too. So I was just dealing with some, like, the emotions were just up and down. But I think the good part about it was I started the class, and then I found out that I started enjoying it, because if I remember well, I was even like talking in class, like, I was participating and showing that I did the assignment, because the assignments were very important for you to actually know that you're actually learning something. So those materials were really, really helpful. And like Kofo said, in as much as the assignments were too many, the answers were actually right there. All you just need to do is, focus, take your time, be patient, and then, you figure it all out. So I did that. Like I said, there were so many times I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was really scared about the job market, because I'd also heard, from my friends that, the job market isn't as friendly as we think. You end up doing all these courses, yada, yada, yada. But I think I just stayed true to myself and just understood that, what, at the end of the day, these are sacrifices, you have to make, and you will reap what you sow. So fast forward to after the classes, of course, the materials were very helpful doing interviews. I just want to say, after the classes, it really wasn't easy. Joshua on this call will actually even testify, because you also introduced me to Joshua, who was really, really helpful at the time, ensuring that my resumes fit, the applications that I was applying for, prepping me to just ensure that, I was strapped up for whatever conversations I was having with like recruiters and things of that nature. I did interviews. Yeah, I did interviews. So yes, so I went through that phase, and well, anyways, okay. So I think I moved to four. So first, before I even did before I even did audit, I first of all did project management. I didn't like it, because I didn't like the fact that I was always in meetings here and there. I wanted a situation where, I was back end, I could just do my work, deliver, and call it a day. So because of that experience that I had, was when I now decided to, now the whole IT auditing came up. So after the classes, like I said, I did several interviews. At the time, it was really difficult, because I realized that a lot of people were maybe losing their jobs, or more people were getting more than one jobs, and then it was just difficult for some people. Maybe I was one of them, because like I said, I did several interviews. But as God will have it, I think I just still stayed true to myself, even though there were times where I was really, really discouraged, because I was doing them, it wasn't coming forth. I was even asking myself, like, listen, am I sure this was what I was supposed to do? Even at some point, I had considered going to nursing, because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm going to still be earning. It looks like this whole IT thing is not for me. But again, I think fast forward to last year, or even early this year, I was like, what, maybe I should actually get back into this. And then what I did was, all your materials, I pretty much ran through everything again. I'm like, what, let me not, because I didn't get it at the time, maybe it just wasn't, meant for me then, but let me not use that energy to start off again. And then I started all over again. And I think what I did differently this time was, just ensuring that I did not stay discouraged in the sense that even if I was applying for jobs and then I was getting like rejections, I mean, you understand how, you submit your applications, and then the next morning you're seeing that, you haven't been shortlisted or anything. So I think what I did differently this time was I just kept on at it. Like every day I was pretty much like shooting almost 10 applications, just ensuring that, I was putting in the work. And I'll say, as God will have it, I eventually landed the one that I landed. And yeah, it pretty much just changed my story, so to speak. So my advice will be, I'm a living testimony of don't give up. To be honest, pretty much everybody knows the job market is really scary. Like if you look at it, you'll be very discouraged not to take yourself further. But I'll say is, just at the end of the day, just keep pushing. Just don't relent. Don't be angry. Don't be frustrated. I mean, you most likely will be frustrated, to be honest. But it's a thing where you just have to have that positive mindset that at some point, God's timing is going to be the best. And that's what I say for myself. Like this was just my right time, because at the end of the day, I got what I wanted. I wanted a remote job, a very good salary, you know, I started the job anyways, and my manager is awesome. Like just everything that I prayed for. So when I think back, I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, it looks like God had plans for me at this point, and that's why I ended up getting what I get. So
Wow, what an awesome testimony. That's a real testimony, right? You talked about your struggle, right? Again, there's a lot of students like you have other students that they didn't give up. Some
yeah,
people they get discouraged very easily after 3 interviews. While your class sucks. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. That's what I'm saying. But I
yeah.
got you to the interview, right? But again, so you got a remote job. Tell me a little bit about the range you got, the range and the title, the kind of job you're doing, the range and the title of your job.
So the title of my job is vendor risk security assessment. So basically what I do is like third party risk. And the range is, I'll say between 100 and 150.
Oh, God is good. God is good. Wow. Okay. What were you making before prior to my class? How much were you making? How many?
I was making 100.
100K. Okay. So a
Yes.
little bit of a bump.
Yes.
You're a
A
high
good bump. A good bump.
a good bump.
Because a good bump because I'm actually like the team lead for this position. So
Wow.
a
Team
good
lead. Okay. But okay. So that's amazing. Does anybody have any question? And you're remote, right? 100% remote.
yes, 100.
100% remote. And what industry are you in? What kind of company is it?
Financial.
Financial. Okay, you're vendor risk and financial. Awesome. How do you like it? When did you start?
I started actually a month ago, about August 4th. Yeah, about a month ago.
Okay, you guys are here. Pamela started a month ago. Kofo started next year. There's still jobs, right? There's still jobs. Like you said, just trust the process as well. Does anybody have any questions for Pamela? Anybody? Again, this is someone that sat in the same seats as you. This is your opportunity. Don't hear from me. Hear from somebody that sat in the same seats. That was in your situation. That was trying to get into tech. Any questions for Pam before I let her go? She's a mom. I know her baby's probably looking for her now. Any
And it's
questions?
my son's birthday today, and I'm here. So see,
Oh, everybody say yeah. What's your son's name? Say everybody say happy birthday to your son. What's your
his
son's
name
name?
is Ben.
Happy birthday to Ben. Everybody say happy birthday, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we'll let you go. If there's no questions, Pam, please go say,
I have something to add.
okay.
So I wanted to say to everyone, also, don't feel like you're going to have to know everything. I promise you, you pretty much just have to know maybe let me just say 70%. You might even need to know less. But then when you get into it, you would actually learn on the experience. And also the use of AI. I promise you, like AI is like my best friend. Like
Yes.
literally. I'm in a meeting and I don't even understand what they're talking about. I'm like, okay, shoot, let me quickly look at Wale's notes. And then I'm like, okay, I can also do AI too. So everything together would make you actually succeed. So please don't be scared. It's a scary place, but everybody got this.
Okay. Would you say it was worth the investment?
Absolutely. Yes, I would. Like literally your materials. I remember speaking to one of my friend one time, and then she was trying to get me into some course. I'm like, dude, if I show you the materials that I have from my instructor, like I have everything that I possibly need. Like I don't need to do any other thing. So yes, I feel like the materials that you gave us were really, really helpful, especially in the interview stages. Like all I needed to do was pretty much look at the script because you gave us everything. It's just a mindset, like I said, just don't be discouraged. Because I remember, like I obviously said before, I dealt with that thing where I was like, you know what, I keep doing this, doing this, doing this. I'm speaking to these recruiters. I don't even get feedback. Like, what is the point? So even when I started this job, I'm like, at the end of the day, to be honest, you just have to keep doing the best. At some point, it will click for you. Everybody's different, it will work out for you at some point.
Okay.
So yeah.
There's a few questions on the chat, and if you have time, what is your day?
Yeah, tell me.
What's your day to day like at job at your work?
Okay, so like I said, I just started, so I haven't really gotten into it like full. But basically, what I'm going to be doing is overseeing like the vendor assessments, just ensuring that the vendors that we have are actually like security conscious in terms of like hacking, breaches, all these things. Just ensuring that everything that they need to everything that they need to have in terms of security is in place, just so that we don't have any issues. Pretty
Awesome.
much, yeah.
That's what Joshua is going to be teaching in class. That wasn't part of my class before, but Joshua is teaching that exactly. What you're doing at work is what Joshua is teaching in the bonus class every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. or 6 to 8.
Just so
Okay.
you're gonna hear from me.
That's fine. That's fine. Somebody asked, did your previous experience help you in the training or your job? Your previous experience?
Yeah, I would say yes, because at the end of the day, you learn from everything. Because I was doing project management. I mean, I was doing HR first, and then I became a PM, and then now this. So in terms of like managing projects, so I'll say, for example, when I got this job, the first thing my manager gave me was, okay, you know what, Pam, I'm trying to, so there's something about like the assessments where we do like the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3s and 4. And then he's like, oh, I want us to automate this. And then at that point in my head, I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to go into the meeting and just be like, okay, so these are the tasks. So what I had to do was I had to look for like the project management, should I say, platform that they use within the organization. And then I had to, bring in my project management skills. So yeah, I would say for sure, I had some experience that I had to put into my new role. Yeah.
Okay. Another question: do you use coding at your job? Do you code?
No, no such thing. No, not
Awesome.
at all. Yeah.
I'll let you get back to Ben. Pam, thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Okay. I have one more for you guys, and her name is Kim. Kim, where you at? Let me get you to come off mute. If I could find your name, Kim, ask you on mute.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Finally, we're here.
I know. Finally, we're here.
Finally. So, Kim, similar, high level.
Okay.
What were you doing before? How did you meet me? How was your experience during the class? And what were you doing before? And what are you doing now? And just the range of salary you were making before, making, I just transition, right? Just however you want to run it, just run it.
I'll just go through the process. So, prior to what I'm doing now, well, first I will say that, okay, I have my degree in marketing, although I can't say I haven't used it, but even before college, I've always been an entrepreneur. Moved to Houston to start a new career, which was in real estate as an agent. Just a whole different industry prior to what I was doing. And I met Wale during how I would network. So I would go to a whole bunch of different networking events just to meet different people and find potential clients. And this specific event was for tech. So there was a like speed networking, and that's how I met Wale, and he shared about his course and we had conversation. His course sounded interested, but at the time, I wasn't interested in being a student, but I did take interest more so for my cousin because he was looking for a job. So I thought maybe, okay, I could share this information with him because I thought it would be useful. And I don't remember the date of that event. I want to say it was maybe in February of last year, between February and March of last year. So, and I wanted to add that I was a new agent. So I just moved and I started as an agent the beginning of last year, so January of last year. So me being agent, I quickly learned that I did not like sales and I didn't think this industry was going to be for me. Also, some additional context, I was living off my savings, so I had zero income coming in. So I had my lease, which was going to end that December, and I knew how much I had in my savings. So I put together like a plan. Wale checked in on me and shared more about his course. And this time I took a little bit more interest for myself because I'm thinking, okay, I need a backup plan. And I told myself by like April, if I don't have anything in my pipeline, I'm gonna like take this course seriously, which ended up happening. I end up taking his online course. And me just being me, I'm somebody who, once I am committed into something, I'm gonna take it seriously, especially when, I'm in a tight position financially. And that's exactly what I was in, a tight position. So I gave myself a timeline. I told myself by that mid-June, I need to complete the course. I wanted to celebrate my birthday, and after my birthday, I need to take things seriously as far as applying for jobs. So that's exactly what happened. I completed his course, and then the beginning of July, I started applying for jobs. And I just wanted to emphasize, like the previous speaker said, I think that what was important outside of Wale being an instructor and an amazing instructor, I did put God first. And I knew how I was feeling. I wasn't in the best place mentally. So I knew I needed to make this work. And I knew the only person that was going to be able to be by my side was God. So just want to emphasize on that. But so that as far as applications, I was applying like it was a job every single day. I was applying to different jobs that was new, fresh on different platforms. And it was discouraging because, as you guys know, like, when you're going through applying to jobs, you're going to get those denial emails, which I was getting. And it was discouraging. But eventually, I would say, like, after maybe a month of applying, I started getting some interviews. And also, I wanted to add that I never interviewed for a job before. So this was all new to me. Never interviewed for a job. So literally, like, just a completely different experience. And everything that Wale shared with his course, as far as resume, preparing for interviews, I took it seriously. And that's what I just referenced throughout this whole process. So between July and I want to say maybe mid-August, I would probably had like 4 different interviews. And as Wale advised me to just take the interviews like as practice, like whether or not the end result was me getting a job, me getting an offer or not, I still should practice, which I did. So regardless how far I went in the interview, if I didn't hear back from them, of course I was discouraged, but I still continued to apply. I still continued to pray. And funny enough, like one of the job applications that I ended up applying for, I just did it on like a whim. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm applying to this company. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna get this job. Let me just apply and see what happens. But I had no, I guess, confidence that I was even gonna hear back from them. I just applied just because. And that is the job I currently have now. So I heard back from them along with another company that is a well-known company. Those two I got to the 4 rounds, and I ended up getting the offer for my company that I'm working for now, which is a well-known financial company. And that was in September. I interviewed and I got my offer in October. I had 2 weeks. They paid for me to relocate. I had 2 weeks to relocate. They paid for pretty much everything. They paid for me to close my lease, and my travel, everything was taken care of. And yeah, that's it. So all in all, between July of last year and October was the timeline for with me applying and getting a job. So yeah, I know that was a lot of information.
Well, that's amazing, Kim. That, like I said, I've been waiting for your testimony, but Kim, again, Kim, she told you guys she never did interviews before. A lot of you guys have had jobs, but she was an entrepreneur. Can you talk about your entrepreneurship just for a minute?
Yeah, so like as I mentioned, I was a new agent, but prior to that, I had a hair salon. So that was my life for forever. I closed my shop in 2022. Then I was just freelancing, doing as a hairstylist. And then I moved, and then I was an agent, and now I'm working this role. And I would say, like, obviously I had no interest in tech. cybersecurity is all the things that some of you guys may think with the coding. And I'm like, I never thought in a million years I would even be in this industry, but I did find interest just with my personality, being analytical and all that. I just felt like it was fitting, and it was actually very interesting. Once you guys take the course and you see how Wale is as an instructor, he has a great way of breaking down the information. I feel like, honestly, if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. Like, I have no knowledge in any of this. Obviously, as I mentioned, I have no experience in working in corporate settings, any of that, but here I am. And like the previous woman stated, I think Pamela, she mentioned that you will get the training from your company. So also that don't allow that to discourage you. Wale does an amazing job of giving all the information you need, from what you need to just know about IT auditing and cybersecurity, from your resume to preparing you for your interviews, everything you need. You don't need anything else. But yeah.
Awesome. Not just thank you so much. And just one final question. Just give me the range of your salary and just your title.
So the range is between 110 and 150.
Oof,
And
that is good. That is good.
the title is cyber risk analyst.
Wow. Yeah, Kim, I'm coming for that check. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kim, thank you so much for your time. I know Kim put in the work. She showed me her study area, and I was blown away. She has sticky notes everywhere. I still have that picture. I show that picture to all my students. Like, this is what it takes, right, to kind of make the transition. But Kim, good luck with everything. Okay, Kim, I have a few questions. Do you have your CISA? Yes, your CISA.
So I did pass for the exam. I still have to apply to actually get this certification, but that wasn't necessary for me to get the job. It
Okay.
wasn't a requirement. So
So Remisha, does that answer your question? She didn't have a sister when she was applying, but now she passed. Congratulations, and call me. I'll help you through the application process, Kim. We could talk about that offline.
okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so now you guys heard from 3 people. Who's ready? If you're ready to take the class, type yes. If you want to sign up for the class, please just type yes, and I'll give you a big discount. If you guys are ready, oh, Grace says yes. Who else is going to take the class? Okay. Adaya says yes. Who else? 3 people. Jay says yes. Falake says yes. Okay. 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 Clayton says yes. Okay. Angie has a question, of course. Fanny says yes. Okay. Just people that want discounts. If you say yes, I give you a discount. If you don't say yes, I may not give you a discount, but don't worry, I got you. Janae wants a discount. Janae, I see you. Clay wants a discount. iPhone wants a discount. Okay. Okay. All right, so it's like some people are interested. Okay, Angie has a question. Okay, Adeas, I'll actually ask you a question. You come off mute. You can unmute yourself. Ade, yeah, just I can't see your name. Ade, just unmute yourself, please. Okay, you keep going off mute and on mute. Okay. Please unmute yourself, please, if you can. It's not working. All right. I think I saw your question on the chat. If you cannot unmute yourself, but I just gave you the access to unmute yourself. I think your question was around, it's not working. Okay, let me just change the settings real quick. Okay. Okay, Adeas, just try to unmute yourself now. I just gave everybody access to unmute. You may need to rejoin as well, but I'll try to answer your question because I see it on the chat. You may need to fix your computer. I am currently based in Nigeria and looking for transition in cybersecurity on a non-IT background. Are there job opportunities for someone like me, especially remote ones? We could talk offline. Most of my students are based here in the United States. And a lot of my students have been getting jobs in the US because you need certain visas or be a citizen or green card holder to get a job in the US, right? So again, I don't know, maybe in Nigeria you could try to look for roles, but in the US you would need some kind of work permit to work in the United States. Ramisha, for IT audit, is it ageism? One of my coworkers was in the 60s, 50s, right? So there's no ageism. As long as you can show that you can do the work, they will hire you. Okay. Let me go back to my slides. Clayton, Clayton, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, so your computer is working. You can come on camera.
Yeah. So I hear this other rule. I hear this thing they call of DevSecOps. Does this help with something like that?
Well, again, I focus on IT audit and cybersecurity, right? That's a different whole nother ball game. That's not
Oh,
my
that's a whole nother. Okay, okay,
that's not my profession. I get people jobs where they're making six figures in IT security and IT audit.
okay. That's cool. That's cool. I'm still interested though too. I want to join it.
You write yes for your discount?
Yeah, I wrote yes.
I'm gonna go back and read the chat. People that didn't write yes, no discounts for you. I'm just kidding. I got you. All right, let me share my screen. I'm gonna go fast because of time. I know you guys have things to do. So I'm gonna go fast for this next section. Okay. You guys heard a bunch of testimonials, so there's no need for me to go through testimonials again, right? You know, okay, so student offers, you guys heard offers 100, 105K, 2,500. So Kofo got double this, right? Kofo got $5,000. She said that's not a lot of money, but I told her I'll take that money gladly. Somebody give me 5,000, I'll take it. This student got 85K. This 85K, 100K fully remote. I got this. I have these for days, right? You know, this is July 18th. Good morning, bro. I got the offer. I was promoted to senior. This is all my students, right? I have testimonials for days, right? So I'm set for life. Um, you know, 90K. Okay, what are my students saying? Thank you. You guys heard from testimony. I'm not gonna go through this, right? You guys can watch the slides later. I'm gonna send you guys a recording. Everybody they just like the class. I think the way I teach, I try not to complicate things. I make it easy. I have friends that are non-IT. I try to teach them as well. Again, this you guys can look. You guys can go on Google. This is came directly from Google. It says the demand for cybersecurity professionals is extremely high. Again, I didn't write this. Google wrote this, right? Globally, not only in the US, globally, driven by the increase of frequency and sophistication of cyber threats. These hackers are not sleeping, they're not sleeping. So, as IT auditors and cybersecurity professionals, our job is to make sure these companies are protected, right? So, we are going to be in demand forever, all right? Again, the demand to hire entry level IT auditors is rising around the globe, mostly due to dramatic changes in law and AI. AI is coming. They're going to need people to kind of review AI laws and making sure companies are building AI in a secured and safe manner. Okay. You guys heard from Kofo, Pam, and Kim. Kofo got a IT audit job. Pam got a vendor risk management job, and Kim is in a cybersecurity role, right? So some of these roles, like I said, I'm not making these up. This is real testimonials, right? You guys don't hear from me. You guys hear from my students. Again, they told you the salaries. The salaries are there. 150, 120, 100, 130. It's all there, right? I have students working at AT&T, Deloitte, Google, JetBlue, KPMG, PNC, PwC. I need to update this, but I have students working for prestigious companies, right? These are big companies as well. Google, everybody knows Google. They pay really well as well. Testimonials, there's no more. There's no need. I have a bunch of testimonials. You guys can read that as well. Demand, like I said, I never have to apply for a job. My LinkedIn is full of messages, right? Full of messages. And what I do, if I'm not interested, I just give it to my students. Hey, I can say, hey, Kim, here's a job. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it as a second job so you can increase your salary to making $250,000 a year? I don't need this job, right? So I just let my students take the interviews because I don't need it. Again, this all they want to pay me $80 an hour, right? $80 an hour. That's almost like 200K a year, right? But again, I don't want to work for this company. I give it to my students, right? Again, I'm just telling you the opportunity in the IT industry, right? Um, so in Galleria, I'm okay, 15 per 105. Like, I'm not gonna take that, but my student that's entering could take that kind of job. Um, Again, you guys heard from people that's in the industry. What do you need to know about being an IT auditor? That's my area of expertise. Again, you get respect for the company you work for, right? Because you are making sure they don't end up in the news like Louis Vuitton. I told you Louis Vuitton got hacked. They had to send me a mail that, hey, my data has been stolen, right? Again, now I got to go get my credit reports and make sure nobody's using my credit cards or my identity to buy new Louis Vuitton shoes. Again, the work you'll be doing is very important. It can save company millions of dollars. IT auditing involves examining or assessing information technology and resources, applications, IT infrastructure, processes, and policies. It's not difficult. You heard from Pam. She explained to you what she's doing. It's not that difficult. um, IT audit is crucial to ensure companies' data is protected and the physical and software IT users are operating as intended. The roles of IT audit included, but not limited to assessing companies' internal controls, advising on best practices, and addressing IT risk and documenting. Basically, I just document what I did for work, right? It's not that difficult. You guys heard about salaries. I don't have to go into salaries. 97K. Again, this is more on the class, right? So the class starts October 4th. So you guys start thinking about your schedules and stuff like that. October 4th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. The classes are recorded, so we need to take your kids to swimming, take your kids to practice, choir practice, cheerleading practice. You guys can do that because you guys come back and watch the recording as well. But I prefer you stay for the whole class because the class is interactive. There's hands-on demos I'll be doing in class, right? Um, Also, the first week we do orientation. Second week we do like some labs, we perform walkthroughs. Week 3, some more hands-on. Every class is hands-on. I want you guys, my student, once they start job, they don't call me. They don't call me because I already equipped them to do the job. That's my goal. I don't want you to call me. I'm busy. If you call me, I'm being meetings. Like, I want you to be prepared once you start your job. That's why I do the hands-on in class, right? So 6 weeks, every Saturday, 6 hours. The class is fun. I enjoy teaching. It's my passion. It's my passion. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy hearing Kofo's story. I enjoy hearing Pam's story. I enjoy hearing Kim's story. She was a hairdresser. Now she's making 150K, chilling. They moved her from Houston to wherever she's at. They paid for every single thing. Imagine, okay, say, hey, Kim, here's 20K, move your stuff. I'll take that 20K and move my stuff myself. But that's me. But yeah, so there's bonus classes, and Joshua is gonna come on. And again, these bonus classes, they were not included in Kim's class. They were not they was not included in Kofo's class. It was not included in Pam's class. So you guys are getting more information, right? That's gonna set you apart from other candidates. So it should be easier for you to get these jobs. But I am gonna let Joshua talk about AI systems and talk about implementing cybersecurity controls that you can add to your resume once you start to work. So Joshua, and just a little bit about this course is going to be on Tuesdays from 6 to 8, only 2 hours on Tuesdays. This is a bonus course that Joshua's going to be teaching. And Joshua is an excellent teacher. Like Pam mentioned, Pam gave him a shout out. Pam worked hand to hand with Joshua in her interview process, right? So, Joshua, I'll make you a co host. Are you ready, Joshua?
Yes, I am.
Let me make you a co host. Where are you? EJ. So, Joshua's going to go through. Let me start presenting. And let me make you a co host. And let me know if you could share your screen.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Okay. Yes, I can. Can you see my screen?
You can see it.
All right, great. Well, Well, it's nice to be here. Sorry, I just want to enlarge my screen. Okay, great. It's nice to be here. Once again, we've known Wally for, like I said, a couple of years, and I want to talk about a bonus course that I feel will help each and every one of you. Um, and we just created it. Wally came up with the idea because there are certain skills that you would need on the job, and one of them is a gap analysis, and another of them, as you can see, is third party, right? There have a lot of roles in that field. So, what is cybersecurity? You heard a lot of things about cybersecurity, but I want to leave three things. I want you to just know three things when it comes to cybersecurity. Number one, it always evolves. So cybersecurity, what the things that I maybe taught Pamela, right? Have a lot of them have changed right now. Like the landscape has really changed in the past maybe 6 months, right, to a year. So it always evolves. So for you to um have a shot at this, honestly, you must be willing to be a lifelong learner. You have to embrace learning. It's just part of the job. You have to keep on wanting to know more, and that will help you out a lot. And last but not the least, it is very structured. Cybersecurity is not random. It's not just some random process where you just wake up and do whatever you want to do. No, you have standards. You have security standards, and that's what I really want us to look at today. One of them is ISO 42 or 42,001, all right, or 40001, 42001, however you want to call it. It introduces a way of ensuring that a management system for ensuring that AI within your organization is kept secure. So what am I trying to say is let's think of a bank, right? Think of a bank. A bank has wants to use an AI-powered customer support system, right? That introduces a lot of risks because if the system is not trained properly, it's going to give out false information to customers, and the bank customers are going to be frustrated, and that's not good for the bank's business. So, how the AI system works needs to be managed properly, and that is an example of a security standard, which you need to understand how they are implemented because when the class starts, you're going to be learning about cybersecurity controls. Sorry, I'm just looking for my um, cursor. Okay. Yeah. You're going to learn about cybersecurity controls. This is an example of a standard, ISO 42001. Okay. And not to get too much into it, right now, it implements a couple of things. I'm going to show you one of them. All right. So some of the things that will be required you have to have to comply with this policy, this standard is have a documented AI policy, right? That's something that it's a mandatory aspect of the framework, right? The point I'm trying to make is cybersecurity is not random. Okay, you are going to have to implement frameworks like this. You're going to have to turn out documents like the ISO documents into company-wide policies that will help you manage security. And we're going to do that across a number of frameworks. We're also going to look at ISO 27001, which deals with information security, right? So that is what we're going to be looking at by and large. We're going to have 4 sessions. Okay, and it's really set up for people who want to have real life work experience because it's going to mirror things we do on the job on a day to day, things you can experience, problems you can experience, and then we're going to talk about it. So this is just theory. You learn how to do the actual work. And then you're going to do two things. Number one, two key skills. You're going to learn how to perform a gap analysis, and you're going to learn how to manage third-party risks using um, a tool you can find yourself using at work, which is ServiceNow. That's a CRM that people use, organizations use, for their collaboration. So it's going to be like we're going to be mimicking a real company. Okay, so it'll be a really good experience for you. All right, every session is going to connect to real job tasks. Okay, and we're going to have a lot of case studies as well. All right, so who's it for? It's of course for I know people who are just starting out in cybersecurity and anyone who's trying to move into compliance audits or vendor risk roles. So what are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing in the first 2 weeks, we're going to look at gap analysis, right? And then in the next 2 weeks, we'll look at third-party risk management. So you may be asking yourself, why these two things? Why are they so important? So the Computer Security Plus is generally seen as the entry-level certification, right, for cybersecurity. However, there are certain things that you should know that are covered in the Security Plus. One of them is a gap analysis because it's a fundamental security concept. Another aspect that you should have some level of experience in is third-party risk management, right? In fact, when we during the first week, we're going to cover with the third session, we're going to cover all these things as well as develop practical knowledge. So you're going to have theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. That will help you out a lot on the job because you always want to be in control of what's going on, right? So there are two main workflows in third-party risk management. Most of the people who have gotten jobs. Um, All right, you have a tiering assessment, right, where you kind of categorize your vendors as well as a vendor assessment, where you deal with the vendor through questionnaires, SIG questionnaires, right? That's how you work with them and how you manage them. So you're going to be learning what the job looks like. So it kind of helps you combat imposter syndrome because one of the troubles you would face is you learn something and then you're going to do it on the job. You're going to have to work with people and you feel like, am I really good enough at doing this? But if you can practice, like they say, practice makes perfect. So, like I said, sessions, we're going to have one on do a gap analysis, trying to implement controls from ISO 27001 as well as ISO 42001, showing you how to build a gap analysis, how to go from point A to point B. And, I'm sorry, I've not even explained what a gap analysis is. A gap analysis is how you go from point A to point B. So let's say a company doesn't have any AI policies in place, right? One of the things they should do is have an AI policy, right? So just trying to get that going. Or let me look at another requirements from the standard. So it's advisable that let me see. Okay, a company should have policies on set objectives for responsible development and of AI, right? Or let's even look for it. Okay, let's look up developing responsible AI. That a company should have a policy on that, and emphasis should be placed on that. That's something that should be documented in the company policy. So you want to go from not having that to having that, and by doing what you need to do to get that is by working with the relevant people. That is a gap analysis, and that is what you need to do in security because it's not random. You have to follow certain standards. This is an international standard of security for information security, ISMS, and this is AIMS, which is Artificial Intelligence Management Systems. Third-party risk management is pretty straightforward. Your vendors, how you manage them. So it's pretty hands-on, as I've touched on. Um, Employers need people who can do the work. Many people who have spoken to you about interviews, they will tell you how to ask you questions about, tell me about the time where you did this, tell me about the time when you did that. So you need to have experience, living out these workflows. Everything you do at work is a workflow, like a risk assessment, whatever. You need to understand how to get from point A to point B, what you're looking for, what the end product should look like, so you're not worried about people reviewing your work and coming up with not so nice things to say. So it'll help you build a lot of confidence. Right? The format is all right, Judy, I'm gonna take a question in a bit. It's optional. You don't have to join, but I would recommend you do. 4 weeks, one session a week. There'll be some assignments. I know Wally's going to give you a lot of assignments, but the more you do, the better you get. You're not going to get better by just staring at the screen and watching us do the job. You need to practice. All right. So it's going to be a mix of teaching, labs, and job focus exercises. And at the end of the course, you should be able to conduct a gap analysis and perform vendor reviews, document results, and step into GRC, cybersecurity analyst, of third-party risk management roles with confidence. So Just left this as some of the best practices for third-party risk management. Of course, the most continuous monitoring, clear communication. Communication is very important in the world of information security. Assessments, you want to assess them, regularly, have a plan, as well as also have a plan for responding to incidents. So now is the time for questions. If I have,
I see Jide has a question. Jide, you can ask your question.
yes, sir. Hi, Judy.
Yes. Hi, EJ. Thanks for that introduction. Appreciate it. A couple of things that you introduced made me wanted to ask you this question. The first one has to do with the comp TIA. Is it something that would, based on your sharing, I was just wondering, is something that would require some level of certification? Because I understand CompTIA has different levels of certification. So is that something that will be a factor? That's one. The second one has to do with ServiceNow, also the same thing. How deep into ServiceNow are you gonna go? Would it be a recommendation to maybe get ServiceNow certification to be, you know, again, to try and stand out and be versed in it, or just doing the instances and knowing how to work in it is more than enough to make that work? Just those two is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, great questions. I'm going to start by addressing the certifications. Certifications are very good, right? But it should not be your overarching goal at this point, right? If you look at the CompTIA Security Plus, I'm sure you can see my screen. It would typically like expect you to have 2 years of IT experience in IT administration with a focus on security, right? Before you take the CompTIA Security Plus, you should have 2 years of experience. So understand that and focus on this word. I'm stressing administration, right? I'm gonna show you a lot of it um in the future. Can you see my screen, GD?
We can.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I can.
Look at the occupational handbook, and this is from the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's not me who wrote it. But there are two pathways to get into cybersecurity, right? This is the occupational handbook for cybersecurity analysts, right? There's one, you can have the degree in computer science or related field. The second option is with a high school diploma, but with relevant industry training, emphasis on training first, then certifications. So what Wally is doing here is the first step. You need to be trained. You shouldn't get a certification before you even know what to do on the job. You should be A certification is what kind of certifies you and gives you that stamp of approval. That's how you should see it. Don't fall for the trap of wanting to put the cart before the horse. And I'll be very honest with you, I have a lot of certifications. None of them helped me on the job. I was just memorizing multiple choice answers. I'm going to dump them in an exam. But when I sat down and started learning the getting work experience, which is what I'm about to come to. So still on this page, it says work experience in related occupation. Information security analysts may have work experience in a related occupation. Many analysts have experience in an IT department, often as a computer or systems administrator. Now, this is where ServiceNow comes in. All right, because in ServiceNow, we're going to be working through the role of a system administrator. So you are going to be building experience to satisfy this need, right? And within ServiceNow, luckily it's free. Luckily, some people know how to use it, but there are different applications. And the application we're going to focus on is third-party risk management, right? Where you're going to have to do things like terrain assessments, right? I'm about to pull that up. I've had this open all day, so okay, thank God this. So where you kind of like try to categorize a vendor into a particular tier. Are they high level? Are they low? Are they moderate? And all that stuff, right? That's one workflow. Another workflow in vendor risk assessment is when you do an external risk assessment with an external vendor. So you can see that what I explained to you, we're just sandboxing here, right? There are different vendors, Acer, Kodak, Mozilla. These can be different vendors for any company. And we're managing the risks that, are available to them. So we're just going to come up with some fictitious scenarios. Maybe we decide to work with a bank, depending on who's in class. We pick a random industry, and then we walk through that industry, creating problems for ourselves, solving these problems using Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. That's one way to do GRC or cybersecurity work. Or the more advanced companies tend to use tools like ServiceNow, software as a service tools like that. So kind of give you the best of both worlds so that you're prepared for whatever you come across on the job. I don't know if I've answered your question.
That was good. Go ahead, Jide.
Yeah. I wasn't focusing on the certification of now, but it was just more of, understanding the long-term conversation. So, but yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Yes. I'm going to save the rest of the questions for the end because just in the interest of time. I'm going to just continue the slides because I know a lot of people have to drop off. All right. So again, thank you. Ade will get you questions in a little bit. Okay. Joshua, just stay on for a little bit. Okay.
Sure. No.
Like I said, that bonus class is included for you. Again, the platform is on Google. You guys will get access to Google. All the materials will be given to you, like Kim mentioned, Kofo mentioned, Pam mentioned, right? You have all the information as well from me and Joshua as well. I also have office hours. Kofo said she didn't call me once because all the information is given to you. But if you want to call me, I'm more than happy to talk to you. Again, I have a calendar. You can see it. You can book time with me. Hey, Wale, I want to learn more about vendor risk management. I want to learn more about cybersecurity. Let's get on a call on Zoom. We could run it. All right. Again, my program, everybody's interested in cost. I told you if you're interested in a discount, write yes. A bunch of you guys wrote yes. Other program, they're gonna try to charge you $9,000, right? I have people that's paid $10,000 for a program. I'm not gonna do that to you because I know how tough the economy is. My program, again, you see the bonus course is included. The bonus course is included. If I wanted to charge you, the next time I teach, trust me, I'm not gonna give this class away for free. But since I know how tough the economy is, I'm willing to work with you guys. So I'm gonna include a bonus class for free this time. Next year, it may be $3,000 for just a bonus class. Okay. So again, that's included. The price is $3,500. Includes resume, like Kofo mentioned, post interview supports, working on your resume, on the job supports, all the hands-on is included. Also, you guys are gonna be in a WhatsApp group, right? So you guys can work together as well. So again, my class only $3,500. Again, if you want to go to another program, that's fine as well. But again, my class I want it to be affordable as well. Again, this to show you other people are charging close to $20,000. You guys can look it up. But I want my class to be affordable. I asked Pam, was it a good investment? She said, absolutely. You have to invest in yourself, right? You would have to invest in yourself if you want to achieve, especially trying to get into IT industry. This is the part everybody's been waiting for. For everybody that says yes, today is your lucky day. I'm gonna be giving you guys discount, but you're gonna have to act fast, okay? So I'm gonna post the websites for you to book, for you guys to use the discount code, okay? And I'm going to show you what the discount code is as well. So for everybody that says yes, please save this website. So this is the first website is if you want to use a credit card, and the second link is if you want to use Zelle, right? I take Zelle as well, or credit cards, and I'll explain more. There's also payment plans available through Klarna as well. So again, you guys could take a screenshot, use your phone, take a picture of the screen, right? This is a discount I promised you guys, right? For everybody that said yes when I asked if you want a discount, it's $1,000 off the class. It's $1,000 off the class. I'm giving you. I know how tough the economy is. I know how tough 2025 was, especially for a lot of people. A lot of people get laid off, so I want to give back by taking $1,000 off the class. I normally don't do this, but because I know how 2025 was, right? So I'm taking $1,000 off the class. Is only for 48 hours only. The links are there. If you want to pay with a credit card, you could use the first link. If you want to use Zelle, you can use the second link, right? Whichever one you want, we could use. So, but you have to act fast. The discount is only for 48 hours. All right. So for those that want to use the discounts, again, there is Klarna available. Have anybody heard of Klarna? Anybody used Klarna before? On my website, all you got to put in the code October. No, this is a QR code OCT Q&A 1000, right? It would take $1,000 off the class, right? Again, I've never done this before, but if you want to take advantage of $1,000 off, you can do that, but only for 48 hours. Okay. Again, you want to use Klarna, they have payment plans up to 24 months. Again, this is an option, right? If you don't have the money, you could spread it out for 2 years. You can spread out your payment for 2 years, right? So I give you guys that option if you guys want to pay with a payment plan through Klarna. That's available on my website. For those that want to take more time to think about it, this one there's no expiration date. The expiration date is like end of the month, and this is a $500 discount, right? If you guys want to use this one, you guys can. Like I said, $1,000 discounts for 48 hours. This one, after the 48 hours, you guys are eligible for the $500 off. So take a picture of this as well. So this is gonna be $500 off the class. The first payment must be made by September 26th. All right. So that's the discounts. Again, you put it in, the websites recognize it. And for the other discount, let me just show you the other discount where you put that information in. You put it here. I'm going to share my screen. So once you go in, you put it here. Just put in the discount code here. October Q&A 1000. This way I know you join. This discount is only for students that join the Q&A. Nobody's going to get this discount. This is for you sitting through the Q&A session. Everybody else that comes and say, "Hey, Wale, I heard about your class," they're paying full price. You guys are getting the discounts, right? So put it in there as well, and you guys will get access to the discounts. This is for if you want to do a Zelle payment, and this is for if you want to do a credit card or use Klarna as well. You can go to my website, and like I said, this is what Klarna. If you want to do like 18 months, 24 months payment, $120 a month, and you could use that as well. So you guys want to use Klarna, please be my guest. 24 months payment plan. Again, this is you want to use Zelle. There's a schedule for when you use Zelle as well. Just let me know what you want to do, and as well, I give you guys a link. You want to pay by Zelle, Cash App, credit card, Klarna. Use my website. Again, this is the if you guys want to do the on-demand class, Kofo did the on-demand class as well. So if you don't want to do the live class, you can do the on-demand class, and that's also on my website. For those that say, "Hey, Wale, I can't commit to every Saturday, but I want to do the on-demand class." That's self-paced. You can take your time. Take 3 months. You can take 4 months to do the class if you want to, right? Again, well, your skills are relevant, your communication skills, your team player. I think Pam talked about project management skills, right? That comes into play. Analytical skills, Kim mentioned that problem solving skills, right? You guys already have the skills to be successful in IT. You don't have, you didn't see coding. There's no coding. I didn't put coding here, right? But again, that's my spiel. Again, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining my Q&A session. Again, I gave you guys a discounts. Again, you guys use it, take advantage of it as well. So I'm going to allow you guys to ask questions. Please come off mute. Ade, is your phone fixed or your computer fixed?
Yes, it is. Good evening, and thank you for this session.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate. Okay, so just like you had mentioned, you had said that we should take our conversation offline.
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask, when is it convenient to speak with you, or I don't know.
I'll send you my phone number. You hit me on WhatsApp, okay?
Okay.
I'm going. Are you in Nigeria now?
Yes, I'm in Nigeria. I live in Lagos.
Okay, no worries. How did you find out about the boot camp?
Okay, so I think my cousin is actually friends with your sister, so she was the one that told me about it.
Okay, well, let's talk offline. My goal is to help you make the transition, right? As well, and I do want to help people in Nigeria make the transition as well. So I have some things I'm working on, and I would love to work with you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wally. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello?
Yes. Oluwaseun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everything?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, good. So I heard everything tonight. It was a wonderful presentation. So I actually my situation is a little bit unique because I think I've already been through a boot camp, and so I was just kind of here for the information. So I'm just curious, like I've been working in TPRM,
Okay.
and I've been able to gain some experience there, and so that role ended last month. So I was just looking for like someone like myself that has the fundamentals. Like where can how can I, use this sort of program, or how can I leverage that through, where I currently am, and what your program offers? Like, where can
Yeah.
we bridge the gap?
Yeah. What I teach is specific, right? The specific. I just different processes. I just can't get on a call in 1 hour and teach you, right? It's gonna take a couple of calls for you to understand, what we do as IT auditor or vendor risk assessors or cybersecurity analysts, right? So as
Right,
TPRM, I don't teach TPRM. I don't know what you know. I could get on a call
right,
to ask you a few questions to see, because again, my students are interviewing for GRC roles, right?
correct.
And if you try to go for a GRC role now, they're gonna ask you a question, you're gonna be stuck. So
Hmm.
what you're gonna learn in class is gonna bridge that gap for you. That's all I can say. I guess can't sit with you for 1 hour and say, hey, go get a job. But we could talk offline. If you don't have my number, I'll send you my personal number, and we'll definitely get together to kind of talk more in details. But again, that's how I train people. My students are able to get those jobs. Kofo, Pam, Kim were able to get those 650K jobs by taking the class, and that's what I advise you to do as well.
Okay, okay, understood. Yeah, we'll definitely talk more offline.
All right. Any other questions? Please come off mute. This is your opportunity as well. Any other questions? Any other question? Going once, come off mute. I will answer your questions. Is anybody gonna sign up within 48 hours? Let me hear yes. Who's gonna take advantage of the $1,000 discount? Just type in yes so I can know who's really trying to get this 150K jobs. Grace says yes. Okay. One person is really trying to get. iPhone says yes. You guys have the link. You guys should be able to reach out to me as well. I'll put my number here on the chat. If you want to call me personally and let me know, what you want to do. iPhone, the link is on the chat, but I'll send it to you again. Um, any of these links, any of these three links will work. Okay. Any of these three links will work. Whichever one you want to use. Just let me know, and you'll be able to set them for the class. Okay. Let me see. After this course, do you get yes, you get a certification, but you don't need a certification to get a job. All right. So what you're gonna learn on the class is what you're gonna put on your resume as well. All right. Angie B, are you still on? Angie, are you still on? Okay. Jay, do I need cybersecurity? Do IT? You don't need cybersecurity. I'm gonna be teaching you how to do IT audit. The class is gonna be 90% IT audits. All right, so that is the class. Again, you guys have the links. If you guys want to sign up, let me know. You guys have my phone number. You guys can reach out to me as well. So, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, that's now your time to ask. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of the class, Nee, are you on? You come off mute.